welcome to another episode of the Linguistic Isle. And this afternoon, I have the pleasure of speaking with Miss Agnes Aventurin, who has written this book, The Biography of Sister Albertina Georgette Joe. Stay tuned to find out more. Okay, tell us about yourself.
I am Agnes Aventurin, a retiree. I worked at the company GB for over 40 years, and I'm home now for about 6 to 7 years, and I'm the author of the book Biography of Albertina Georgette Joe, which is a Sunday school teacher of mine from the village of Colby. And she was, we went to the Methodist church, and she was one of my Sunday school teachers, and I think she was, for me, the most outstanding one in the group because I can remember so many things about her, and I felt the need to write about her, because sometimes we see people doing things, and it's only when you get older then you see the necessity and how important it is to remember the things that you did with that person or you saw the person doing. And so the thing is that I find myself doing things like her.
Really?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
She was a Sunday school teacher. I became a Sunday school teacher about, I think, from the age of 45. And I find myself doing, teaching children about the Lord because I have this great love and this close relationship with God. And I find myself trying to get my children and the Sunday school children more involved in not just doing recitations or so, but teach them really about God. Teach them how important it is to have Him in their life. I do other things with them, like teach them to give themselves away. Like, for instance, you hear a song, don't just, when you sing the song, it have meanings in them, words. So whether they want to portray it in dance, whether they want to do it in drama, whatever way that you will go out, you'll do those things. It's bringing the presence of the Lord in your environment.
So is that what drove you to write the book? Because is that something you feel like you got from her that then you want to pass on?
What drove me to write a book is she made birthday one Sunday, and someone else was there that wasn't there for that amount of time, and they kept a big celebration for the person in church. And somehow I think they overlooked that teacher did make birthday that day. I said, but look how this lady teacher have given her whole life to the church, and not only as a Sunday school teacher, she was a choir leader. She
was an organist too, right?
She was an organist. She cleaned the church every Saturday afternoon until they started making changes on how this it should go. She had a group in the church called the Young Avengers. She was leading that. She used to put on all these plays for the church to raise funds. Teacher did a lot of things in the church from the time she was young up until when she went blind. And I felt like, look how it seems like when you are not actively involved anymore, people tend to forget. Yes. And for some reason, I don't know why, I felt that I needed to write something about it. And I came home, I took my frustration out on a paper.
Wow, that's a good investment.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was so frustrated that took place that I wrote it on a paper. And then I found myself keep writing all the time about her. And then I said, I put it down. And then one day I said, you know what happened? I'm going to ask her if I can interview her.
Okay.
So we can know more about her, because she is a person, she's very friendly, but you didn't know much.
She's very reserved. And
Yes,
friendly,
I think.
But personal
Yeah,
type
but I
of
think
person.
it's the way how they were brought up.
Okay.
You know. So and she said yes. So I interviewed her. But now when I start building it up, I'm thinking maybe I should put it in a book.
So you were able
And I
to
believe
tell
that's
her
why
that,
I
you were
did an
making a
interview,
book?
yes, and I told her. And then she started, during the interview, she would tell me so many things, and then she would call me and tell me she don't want that in the book again, so take that piece out, and whatever. She was really anxious. She was excited about this book because she had a list of names who, persons in the States that she was going to send this book to. But sadly, she passed before the book was
came out.
complete, yes.
But I'm so glad to know that it's like you completing your word and that the book is out. And I don't know if you have contact with those people to get it out.
No, I don't, but I have her niece.
Okay.
I have a niece with that she lives with. She
Okay.
read this niece.
Okay.
So her niece is going to be present that evening at the event, at our book launching. Yes.
Book launch that is
Yes.
going to be on November
November
2nd.
2nd, from 6 to 8, which is this weekend.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take a pause and then we'll come back for the next question.
All right.
Okay, and we're back talking about this wonderful new book, The Biography of Sister Albertina Georgette Joe. And many things struck me in this book, but I have such limited time. I would like to know if, let's start with the question of her being a teacher, how she got the name
Teacher.
Because I find that was
Yeah.
a very interesting
Yes,
story.
because she surprised me too.
How so?
Everybody call her teacher, but we didn't know she gave herself that name.
Like so
She had,
chose.
yes. She said she was probably 13 or 14 years old, and the people in Kobe, she was in the class. She read this book in school where this young girl used to go to the neighborhood and teach children to read and write. And it's a story where this girl asked her father to bring the children to her home, and so she could help these children, right? And they call her Miss Goody Two Shoes. Yes, and she said she was so, the story in the book,
Inspired her, I guess.
yes, and she went home and asked her father if he could make a bench and put it under the manzanita tree in their yard, and ask the parents, so he can go around and ask the parents if they can leave their children, come by them, for her to teach them.
That's amazing.
Yes, and she said her father did it, and the people were happy about it because apparently parents used to leave their children home and go out to work. So a lot of them, when afternoon come, they didn't have anybody there to really take care of them. They're home. So they were happy for that opportunity, and they allowed their children to come.
So was this a Sunday school teacher or this was like everyday teaching?
This every day she did that.
So at this time, were there not regular public schools or?
Yes, it had public school because she was in the one in the Inner School in Cold Bay. She was one of the students from there.
Okay.
Yes.
But this is something, so it would be like after school, she would say like send your children.
Send your children to, yes, yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. And she said they brought the children and she used to teach children. And she said the first day they came, she told them, listen, when you come here, I'm your teacher. So I want you all to call me teacher. You hear me? Teacher. And that name, it was like labeled.
So y'all did you used to call her teacher Albertina or just teacher?
Just teacher.
Just teacher.
Yes, in
Wow.
Sunday school it's teacher. So she had a first experience of teaching before she was in Sunday school. She had children like this lady, she comes to church by us in Colbert, Everett. I think her title Everett Richardson.
Okay.
Antonia Samuel. Antonia Samuel was a person who worked in the Winona Bank for years. She mentioned the lady Elaine Richardson. She had a daycare in Colby too.
Wow, and
these were all her students. her first set of students she said she had. So it's in the book
That's
on
what I want
page.
to ask about.
Yes,
Who
it's
were
on
those
page
first?
26
Also, those
in the
were
book.
first. I think,
Yes,
I saw Paco Richardson was in there.
that's
so she showed a
the
lot
gentleman
of-
for that. He was a construction person, but he was into the Little League.
Yes.
Yes,
The stadium,
yes,
yeah.
and his name is there on the building.
Yes.
Yes,
So
Alvin.
he was
Yes,
one of the students.
yes,
too.
that was one of her students.
That's amazing.
And I
What a
asked,
legacy.
I went to some of them to ask them, and she said, yes, the teacher was my first,
Teacher.
yeah. So when afternoon come, there's where we went, my teacher to get
And
reading.
where was it? Where was this?
In Colby, it was on their property.
Okay.
They had this little house. It was close to the main road, and there's a Church of God of Prophecy. Right now, it's a Spanish
So
church.
it's right there in the corner.
So they
across
were
from
facing
Marge's
it. Yes,
place
yes.
In that area.
Marge,
Where they have the patties. Like in the
just
corner
no,
there.
it's before that.
Before that,
Yes,
okay.
when you come from the roundabout, Osborne Crater roundabout, and you take your right to go to the French side. Well, that house was there first, and then you'll meet Marge, please. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So the Church of God is on one side, and they were on the other
They were on
side.
the
So the opposite side. Yeah.
Are the ruins of their home still there?
No, the house and the complete new house was built there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think she said a hurricane destroyed that house. So it wasn't livable anymore. So they demolished the house and they built a new house there.
Is there anything else that really struck you about her character that you think was very inspiring or something interesting that you learned about her that you'd want to share?
I think everybody wanted to be a wrong teacher.
Yeah.
As children, anything teacher was doing, we all wanted to be going along with teacher, because the way how she used to bring it across and the way she was with children, and never gave this kind of thing like she got disgust of us.
No.
So we
Lovely.
all loved doing what we had to. I interviewed Monica Richardson, and she said she remember her mother would be waiting for when teacher was going across the church for Young Adventures meeting, a young people meeting, and she would tell them, oh, teacher coming now. And they're all ready to go and running, going behind teacher until they reach to the church. And teacher will bring them back too.
This is like a real calling, huh?
Yes, when teacher make birthday, she never had birthday parties for grown-ups. Her birthday parties was with the children from Colby.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So it
And was
shows
this
she
during
was
your
really.
time too? Did you enjoy these?
No, I never used to go to the to those parties. No, I wasn't to those parties.
Okay.
But that is where she spent her birthday with children, the Sunday school children, and have her cake. She said pineapple upside down was her favorite and whatever. Yeah, yeah.
So then, what is your memory of her? 'Cause she was your Sunday school teacher too. So I guess she
Doing
taught
all
us
of
so
it,
many
yeah.
years. What's your fondest memory?
Seeing her on Saturday afternoons going to the church to clean the church, because we weren't living too far from the church either.
Yeah.
The same location where Ace is in Colby. We lived on that property.
Okay.
And so we had some kind of connection. Everything what's going on in the church, you could have heard, because remember we didn't have all of these cars driving up and down. Everything was really kind of quiet. There was a lot of bush, but the place was quiet. And you'll often see teacher on Saturday afternoons going to the church to clean the church. And on Sunday morning, she went and she tolled the bell.
Perfect segue, because after we're going to talk about more history with the church and about the ringing of the bells. We pause.